Hi, this is Chris Davis of /Gear Android Community, and today we're looking at the Samsung Galaxy S2. Now, this handset was announced back at Mobile World Congress in February, and you may have seen me unboxing it in a rally car earlier on this month.
And it's also got TouchWiz 3.0. Oh my god.
I think perhaps that's the most enthusiastic anyone's ever been about TouchWiz, apart from perhaps Apple's legal team. So, there's the Galaxy S2, what do you get? Obviously, the big first impression is this 4.3-inch wide VGA Super AMOLED Plus display, and as you can see, the viewing angles are brilliant. The display seems to float somehow on the top of the phone underneath this very thin layer of Gorilla Glass, which makes for a scratch-resistant, crack-resistant protective surface on top. Now, it's running at wide VGA resolution, that's 800 by 480, which means you do get fewer pixels than on, say, the Motorola Atrix or the HTC Sensation, which is coming later on in the year. But that doesn't seem to put the Galaxy S2 at too much of a disadvantage, and if you get up close, you can really hardly see the pixels itself. Probably can't get quite that close on the camera. In terms of Android, it's running Android 2.3.3 Gingerbread, and on top of which Samsung puts their usual TouchWiz UI. Now, this is the latest version of TouchWiz. I've got to say, we're not the biggest fans, perhaps, of the interface, though it has gotten better over the years. So you get things like shortcuts to turn on Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, GPS, shut off the sound and auto rotation in the drop-down menu there. And you also get a reskinned app drawer, which now allows you to scroll completely through. The home screen has changed. It biases off towards the leftmost pane there, and then you can page through to get to the various widgets, and it also supports... Now, there are some neat touches. For instance, they've used some of the motion control technology to allow you to zoom in and out more easily. Just have to press two fingers down on the display and tilt the phone back and forth, and this works in the browser and also in the photo gallery. And as you can see, we're seeing the full /Gear homepage there, and it's rendering pretty quickly. It supports Flash Player 10.2, just as you'd expect, and everything runs really, really quick. Now, this is running a 1.2 GHz Exynos Samsung processor. It's a dual-core chip, so it's one of the fastest on the market at the moment today. In terms of other applications, you get all the usual Google apps, but you also get Samsung's various hubs, social, music, reader and games, which have got obviously various different social network integration, music downloads, ebooks and newspapers, and gaming there. It's not the greatest selection, but it's okay. One of the more impressive apps is Keys Air, which allows you to remotely access your Galaxy S2 over your home network. So you type in this address into your browser, and it shows you a preview of all the different photos saved on, the videos, music that's stored on the phone, and that kind of thing. So it's a good way of accessing the Galaxy S2's content without having to necessarily plug in via USB. In terms of ports, you do get a USB, and this also functions as an HDMI output if you have the right adapter cable. On the side there's a volume rocker, 3.5mm headphone jack on the top, and the power button on the side. Now, there's no camera shortcut, which is a shame, because the camera on the back is a brilliant 8-megapixel autofocus camera with a single LED flash, and that'll record full HD 1080p video at 30 frames a second. Up on the front, as you can see, there is a 2-megapixel camera there for video calling, and you get the usual proximity sensors. Now, in terms of connectivity, you obviously get 3G and quad-band GSM Edge. Now, in terms of connectivity, you obviously get 3G, there's Wi-Fi ABGN, Bluetooth 3.0, you also get Wi-Fi Direct for direct transfers using that new technology. There's an accelerometer, GPS, as you'd expect inside. Just having a look in comparison to, say, the original Samsung Galaxy S, you can obviously see from the front the Galaxy S2 is a bigger device, but it's actually thinner. There's less of a bulge down there at the bottom. It's a little broader to fit in that big display, but you get a bigger camera, a better resolution camera I should say, on the back, and it feels a little higher quality than matte finished plastic, so particularly good in that respect. So that's the Samsung Galaxy S2. There's a full review of the smartphone up on slashgo.com right now. Thanks for watching.